Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Race for Vets again. Another government slang and slam and everything else to go with it. Do appreciate you being here. I'm starting to get a little bit of subscribers now to come in now. I see that we're finally getting some people waking up here, and I'm glad to hear it. I really am. Um, I wish there was more people like me out here to bash our governments because they ain't worth a shit. They never was. They never will be. They're out for themselves, nobody else. Again, when they talk on television, they make it sound good for us American people, but they don't do what they say because they're full of shit. That's what they are. They make money, they don't hurt, but we do. We got to sacrifice for their leadership, their so-called leadership. They're bullshit. That's what they are. Anyway, I got a couple of videos here that I copied, and I want you guys to see this, and I'll talk about it at the end. Just gonna hit the fan pretty soon, and this is all done by design. This is what they're waiting for. Their mouths are just watering just to do this. They can't wait to do this to the American people. England, Ireland, Canada, everywhere. They just can't wait. And it's all done by design again. All right, without further ado, let me. I hate talking on these things, but hold on. There we go. Let's get this thing started. Yeah, I know, Michigan. You got to try this. All right, everybody, here we go.
Welcome to Tucker Carlson's Happy Monday. People used to tell you that Donald Trump was stupid. Remember that? He's an idiot. Now, we're not going to sit here and tell you it was a smart idea to turn the White House over to Jared Kushner. It was not. But it's also true, if we're being honest, and we should be, that Donald Trump had far wiser instincts about American foreign policy than any leader in at least a generation. And he did it without the help of anyone. None of his advisors wanted to hear his views on foreign policy. In fact, they desperately wanted Trump to be quiet, but Trump wouldn't. What's the point of NATO? He asked, nearly 30 years after the fall of the Soviet Union. No one in Washington could answer him. Shut up, racist, they replied. But Trump just kept going in his Trumpy way. Why would we fight Russia? He wondered. Wouldn't making Russia our enemy just drive Putin into the arms of China and create the most powerful and dangerous anti-American bloc in history? No one bothered to answer him. In fact, for the sin of asking, they called him a traitor to his country. They impeached him for it. And then they started a war with Putin. But in retrospect, Trump had asked a deeply patriotic question. If Russia ever joined forces with China, American global hegemony, its power would end instantly. You'd have the world's largest landmass and largest natural gas reserves allied with the world's largest population and world's largest economy. So a Russia-China axis would be not just more powerful than the United States, but much more powerful. It would have the scale to control a lot of the world's economy and trade routes and raw materials. It could project military force that, posturing aside, we actually don't have the power to stop. If Russia and China ever got together, it would be a brand new world, and the United States would be greatly diminished. Most Americans agree that would be bad. Now, as Donald Trump predicted very clearly, that is happening. Thanks to Joe Biden's reckless and self-destructive response to the invasion of Ukraine a year ago this week, the economies of Russia and China are intertwined. Chinese spending on Russian goods has increased by more than 60%. China now imports more coal from Russia than it has in the last 5 years. Chinese shipments to Russia, meanwhile, are up by nearly 30%. Companies like Ford and Toyota pulled out of Russia. They had to, remember that? So what happened next? Chinese automakers stepped in. Chinese car makers once made less than 10% of all cars bought in Russia. Now China makes a third of them. You can see where this is going. The same thing has happened with smartphones and countless other consumer goods. Not surprisingly, the Chinese yuan is replacing the dollar in Moscow. Chinese currency now accounts for fully 1/5 of all trades on the Moscow Stock Exchange. That's up from less than 1% last year. So these are deep and growing economic ties, and they're formal. The thing about economic ties, however, is that they lead inexorably to military ties. So it shouldn't surprise you that China is actively helping Russia in the war against NATO, which we are leading. In other words, the country with more ships than any navy in the world has united with the country that has more nuclear-armed ICBMs than any country in the world to fight us through proxy in Ukraine. Well, that's scary. And the thing is, everybody involved seems to know it's scary and just how scary it is. Our leaders understand that their push for total war with Putin, which is unnecessary, could lead to the destruction of the West. They know that, but they're doing it anyway. In an interview with a German newspaper today, the Ukrainian President Zelensky casually mentioned that, oh, by the way, the entire world may soon go up in flames. Quote, if China aligns itself with Russia, there will be a world war. There will be a world war if China aligns with Russia? Who could say something like that calmly? Since, as we just told you, China is aligned with Russia. It's already happened. That's not speculation. It's a fact. And as a result of that fact, according to Zelensky himself, hundreds of millions of people will die. No big deal, as long as we take Crimea. This is a very dark way of thinking. Zelensky himself is a very dark force. That is obvious if you watch him. It is unmistakable. Who could not see that? This man is a destroyer. He banned a Christian faith in his country and arrested nuns and priests. Oh, but he's a hero, claim our leaders, from Chuck Schumer to Mitch McConnell. No, Zelensky is not a hero. He is an instrument of total destruction. That is not a defense of his enemies. It's just true. And maybe that's why Joe Biden is drawn to him. Biden landed in Kiev today to promote another world war. Watch. Note the air raid sirens in the background. What's strange is there didn't seem to be any air raids in Kiev this morning. We checked. There were just air raid sirens at precisely the moment that Joe Biden appeared for a photo op. Even CNN's reporters on the ground in Kiev know that they've been in the city for the past 5 days and didn't hear any bombs or missile strikes or any sirens until the moment that Biden walked out for the cameras.
I've been here for the past 5 days. I have not heard any explosions. I have not heard any air sirens until about half an hour ago, right when President Biden was in the center of Kyiv.
Right. So here you have Potemkin air raid sirens, just the touch required in this, the most tightly scripted, most completely dishonest war in history, the fakest war. And the point, of course, is to sell Americans on yet another $500 million in tax dollars for Ukraine, for the Zelensky government. Watch this.
We've committed nearly 700 tanks and thousands of armored vehicles, 1,000 artillery systems, more than 2 million rounds of artillery ammunition, more than 50 advanced launch rocket systems, anti-ship and air defense systems, all defend Ukraine, and that doesn't count the other $500 million we're announcing with you today and tomorrow. That's going to be coming your way. And that's just the United States in this piece.
Can anyone see how dark and crazy this is? Truly crazy? Yes, many Americans can see how dark and crazy it is. Look at the numbers. How many Americans support this war for democracy that Americans for some reason can't vote on? Why don't we have a national referendum on all this? As long as we're leveling a country on behalf of democracy, it might be nice to try democracy here, but no. It's all so grotesque. It defies imagination, really. But imagine if you were watching all of this spectacle from your home in East Palestine, Ohio, a home that is still stinking of chemicals you can't identify. So here you have the President of the United States personally visiting a corrupt foreign autocrat to announce $500 million more in your tax dollars to go to Ukraine. Meanwhile, you, stuck in some lost and forgotten part of Ohio, the state that helped build this country, have a mushroom cloud over your city. The animals are dying, the water is glowing. And yet for more than 2 weeks after all of this started with the famous train derailment, FEMA and the Biden administration have refused to provide any kind of financial assistance to you. East Palestine still hasn't even gotten a visit, a token visit from Joe Biden's token transportation secretary, Mayor Pete. And after 2 weeks, people in East Palestine are starting to notice. Watch.
What federal response.
The White House is under fire for its response to the East Palestine train derailment.
If it were in Washington, D.C., it would all be cleaned up and taken care of.
I've had massive headaches since it started.
And locals say they're feeling the effects of the toxic chemicals.
East Palestine resident Melissa Blake says 2 days after the toxic train derailment, doctors diagnosed her with acute bronchitis from chemical fumes.
It's hard to breathe. My chest is always tight. The coughing.
I'm 53. I've had 2 headaches in my life, and I feel like I've had one every day since the controlled burn.
My kids will never go play in our backyard again, which makes me very sad. Now it's never going to be safe for them in my eyes.
Today, families like the Bayless lined up for a $1,000 check per person.
Is $1,000 enough?
Probably not. Honestly, it's probably not.
Ted Murphy doesn't believe officials who say there's no lingering health risks.
I gotta move because I'm not safe being here. There is no way we are safe.
But nobody cares, and they know that in East Palestine. But the contrasts are becoming too sharp and obvious. The American border versus the Ukrainian border. One doesn't matter at all. In fact, it's no one on the Republican side seems outraged on a gut level that the president of the United States is personally visiting an autocrat in a tracksuit in Kiev while he ignores the exposure of thousands of American citizens to toxic chemicals we can't identify. So Republicans in the Senate have a leader. You might be interested in what he thinks is important. Here he is.
I'm going to try to help explain to the American people that defeating the Russians in Ukraine is the single most important event going on in the world right now. It will save us an enormous amount of money down the road if the Ukrainians can succeed. They're not asking for any of our personnel. They're asking us for financial help.
So the thing is, that's not rhetoric. Mitch McConnell believes what he just said. I'm going to help explain. You couldn't help explain how to get from here to the nearest gas station. You're beyond the ability to explain. And you're way beyond the ability to lead the opposition in the United States Senate. But for some reason, McConnell and so many other Republican leaders and talk show hosts have been completely brainwashed by the idea that the United States will benefit from a war with Russia. Well, now that Russia has joined forces with China to create a bloc against the United States that we cannot defeat, that will control perhaps the majority of the world. Really? And you did that, by the way. You laughed at Trump, and here we are, facing the end of control of a lot of the world because you so unwisely managed the power that you inherited. What's your answer now, Mitch McConnell? You're welcome on this show anytime to explain.
Mangle from Washington tonight. Thanks for joining us. The Equity Club, that's the focus of tonight's angle.
The cost of racial inequity to this country brings the entire country down, holds the entire country back.
Giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight for equality, but we also need to fight for equity.
Advancing equity is not a one-year project. It's a generational commitment.
Watch your wallet. Well, you can't say the voters in 2020 weren't warned. Who can forget Kamala's goofy cartoon message?
So there's a big difference between equality and equity. Equality suggests, oh, everyone should get the same amount. The problem with that, not everybody's starting out from the same place. Equitable treatment means we all end up at the same place.
Oh, I still can't believe that actually went out. Now, if we had an honest media, this would have been exposed for what it is on the spot. Just cartoonish socialist nonsense. Because when Joe and Kamala say equity, what they mean is justified discrimination, and not just based on race. Because when Joe and Kamala say equity, what they really mean is the creation of a new power dynamic that's disguised in very benevolent terms.
Equity on the issue of economic benefit and strength, our administration from the beginning made a commitment that we would increase minority and women-owned businesses getting federal contracts.
We're implementing a once-in-a-generation infrastructure law with equity at its center. And I mean that sincerely, with equity at its center.
He means that sincerely. Of course, the word equity is the antithesis of equality as guaranteed in our Constitution. Forcing outcomes based on phony, subjective sense of what's fair requires gratuitously punishing or rewarding Americans based on arbitrary categories. The same racial activists who are demanding reparations now are the same ones who influenced the president's executive order on equity that was aimed at advancing equity for all, including people of color and others who've been historically underserved, marginalized, and adversely affected by persistent poverty and inequality. Because advancing equity requires a systematic approach to embedding fairness in decision-making processes. Executive departments and agencies must recognize and work to redress inequities and their policies and programs. That's a mouthful. But ignore the noble language, because when they use the term racial equity, it's really not about helping African Americans. It's also not about equity. It's about helping advance the Democrats' agenda, which essentially is 21st century socialism. Their idea of equity would never include a scenario under which a government contract, for instance, would be awarded to a business headed by a conservative Black man or woman over one headed by a white, reliable supporter of the left's, let's say, climate agenda. Because unless you fully buy into what they believe, you don't count as being traditionally from a underserved community. Remember how Justice Thomas, my old boss, is treated by the Smithsonian's African American Museum compared to, let's say, the billionaire entertainer Oprah Winfrey. Remember, it wasn't until a year after the museum opened that they added, under pressure, a small exhibit on Justice Thomas. Disgusting, but so predictable. The true aim of their equity agenda is to build a new powerful political machine where leftists get as many of the resources as possible. So this equity lie is seen in how the Biden team has downplayed the train derailment in East Palestine.
here 12 years. How do you just get up and walk away from that because somebody else's negligence?
I've never been afraid to go home, and this is the first time I've ever been afraid to go home.
I can't take anything from my house. My daughter took a bag of clothes and it launched an asthma with her when she was trying to get them out to wash.
Now, these people are both underserved and potentially poisoned. So where's the equity there? These are mostly middle class, working class people. But leave it to Pete, who instead of visiting a community in need after a rail accident, would rather play politics.
We have heard way too many stories from generations past of infrastructure where you got a neighborhood, often a neighborhood of color, that finally sees the project come to them, but everyone in the hard hats on that project looking like, doing the good paying jobs don't look like they came from anywhere near the neighborhood.
Oh, what an idiot. Does that mean like those all white owned townhouses in Georgetown or the mansions in Bel Air shouldn't have Hispanic drywallers or painters? We can now only have projects run by people who look like the community. What a farce is that? Because what it ultimately leads to are established firms setting up subsidiaries with on the surface, a minority staff. So then they can go check the box and compete for that federal contract. The story is as old as time. Just as the left came to dominate university faculties and came to dominate Hollywood, they want to dominate all aspects of the federal government. And of course, comes with that, the lucrative government contracting. This is why they're so afraid of Trump's idea to reform the civil service. The truth is, look, the Democrats have essentially given up on our system. They think it's racist, they think it's evil, and they want to end it. But since socialism can never deliver better outcomes to people, certainly not better than the American system, the radicals need to rig things in their political favor. It's the only way. And they're kind of jealous of China with its social credit system, and they'd like to establish the equivalent of that here. A system that effectively rates you based on whether you're a member of a select group and whether you have certain attitudes or beliefs. So if you have the wrong friends, if you've donated to the wrong groups, if you go to the wrong church, you're going to be shut out of certain opportunities. This is what they want. They effectively did this in our universities and in Hollywood, and now they aim to do this in government, and by extension, in corporate America. So everything you hear about DEI, ESG, it's all the same. It's ditching any objective measure, whether it's like the AP courses in schools, the SATs, the ACTs, and even, yes, objective assessments via artificial intelligence. Yeah, you heard that right. As Americans struggle to buy like a dozen eggs or fill their gas tanks on their cars, don't worry, because the administration has a plan to eradicate algorithmic discrimination. That's a thing. Designers, developers, and deployers of automated systems should take proactive and continuous measures to protect individuals and communities from algorithmic discrimination and to use and design systems in an equitable way. This is anything to avoid what might even approach an objective assessment. And of course, business leaders are bowing to the equity gods as well.
Companies like ours must speak up as allies to the Black Lives Matter movement.
We were on record back in 2016 in supporting Black Lives Matter.
Business leaders cannot remain silent on important issues, whether it's racial equity, gender equity.
That's it. Now, this agenda is already at play in corporate boardrooms. And yes, if the left has its way, they'll eventually expand their equity club to include everything from the training and hiring of airline pilots to the training and hiring of heart surgeons. Scared yet? Well, you should be. Because their dream is to massively expand their power by embedding preferences based mostly on political beliefs and affiliations under the guise of addressing systemic injustices. Now, call it crony socialism. But let's face it, since everything they do ends up lowering our standard of living, it's the only possible way that they can really extend their political reach. You still think I'm exaggerating? Well, guess who's running the White House equity show? None other than Obama's left-hand woman, Susan Rice, who now runs Biden's domestic policy shop. Now, none of this should surprise us. After all, our figurehead president does zero to unite the country. He spends his time telling us how awful it is.
You know, folks, lynching is pure terror. They're crimes. Trying to vote, trying to go to school, trying to own a business. Lynched for simply being black. Nothing more. With white crowds, white families gathered to celebrate the spectacle, taking pictures of the bodies and mailing them as postcards. Hard to believe, but that's what was done. And some people still want to do that.
Now, no wonder China laughs at Antony Blinken when he urges them to take the moral high ground. They say something like, your own president says that you all want to lynch people over there. Why should we listen to you? Well, equity, just like all their buzzwords like diversity and inclusion or gender-affirming care or vaccine disinformation, they're just verbal clubs to use against dissenters to force you to give up your freedoms and your way of life for a fraudulent utopia. Don't fall for it. And that's the angle.
Well, Texas Governor Greg Abbott's about to host a roundtable just a few minutes from now. He's going to discuss the state's ongoing attempt to secure the broken southern border. This comes as the migrant crisis is taking a toll on New York City residents, where business owners are now sounding off about the costly plan the government there has to house more people than the city is actually equipped to handle. We got live Fox team coverage on this. Madison Allworth is in New York City this hour. We begin first with Casey Stiegel live in Weslaco, Texas. That roundtable is taking place there any moment. Casey, what do you expect to hear from it?
Well, Jillian, think of this as really a brainstorming session, if you will, a meeting of the minds with top leaders that are attempting to secure the southern border, something that Governor Greg Abbott says they are doing in President Biden's absence. Joining Governor Abbott today is going to be the director of Texas DPS, the Department of Public Safety, 2 state lawmakers, also the head of the Texas Military Department, including his newly appointed border czar. Mike Banks, a retired BP agent, was tapped by Abbott to help curb crime and accelerate building the state's border wall. This as Governor Abbott and GOP lawmakers seek an additional $4.6 billion in funding for border security. Close to $4 billion has already been spent on Operation Lone Star, which officials say has resulted in the apprehensions of more than 350,000 migrants and more than 362 million fatal doses of fentanyl seized. However, Texas DPS also says since this crisis began, more than 1.2 million known gotaways have been recorded. So, in other words, it's not known who is slipping into the country. Agents in the Del Rio sector did recently catch 3 convicted child sex offenders trying to illegally enter the country. One had been previously deported as early as 2022 from the U.S. No shortage of agenda items to talk about, in other words, out here as this border meeting gets underway shortly. Jillian.
Casey Stiegel in Weslaco for us this afternoon. Thank you. John?
New York City business owners say the border crisis is hurting their bottom line. Since the city began housing migrants in hotels, nearby stores have seen sales plummet, forcing some of them to lay off staff members. Fox Business correspondent Madison Allworth is live in New York City with the latest on this. Madison?
John, yes, these businesses seeing plummeting sales. Sienna Bakehouse, which is just at the end of this block here, says that sales are down 25% from the beginning of the month when this hotel behind me was converted to a migrant shelter. All 50 floors being used as shelter for those migrants. And they say that without the tourist foot traffic, they're worried about their future as a business. Take a listen.
Well, immediately as soon as it closed, we felt the drop. The area got quieter, even locals avoiding the area, trouble, stuff like that. So we don't know what's going to be the immediate, the ultimate result of this, but usually it's not good.
Across the street at Waddle Cafe, the manager, Eric Velez, telling Fox Business, quote, "We probably lost at least 50% of what we were bringing in. Both are frustrated that decisions were made without considering local New York businesses."
They constantly do stuff like this, and They never consult the business. They're just like the little guy, all right, we're going to shove a bunch of people into that hotel. They don't consider what could happen to the local business. The little guy, they never look out for us. Constantly new stuff. That's why we're always complaining.
All of this, of course, costing the taxpayer as well. Each room in this hotel goes for $109 a night. So each day, that's a bill of around $100,000. And John, we have many days ahead of us. The contract for migrant housing in this hotel, it goes through April 2024. I'll send it back to you.
All right, so the damage will continue to get done there in New York City. Madison Allworth for us. Madison, thank you. Julie?
Well, Nikki Haley has been in the presidential race officially now for just about a week, but her candidacy has already become quite a lightning rod in the press. Are race-based attacks against her part of a pattern to target Republican candidates with diverse backgrounds?
But what I'll tell you is, you want to tell me I'm past my prime? Hold my beer and watch this.
NATO and former special representative for Ukraine negotiations. Ambassador, good to have you with us today. Vladimir Putin, one of the things that he said is that he's pulling out of the one remaining nuclear weapons treaties that Russia was not really in full compliance with, but now they're officially out of it. What does that mean in terms of what he has in mind, sir?
Well, I think what he's trying to do is get inside the heads of people in the Biden administration who he believes really care about nuclear arms control, getting them to be fearful that, oh, maybe our support for Ukraine is taking us the wrong direction. But the reality is, just as you said, they weren't fully implementing this treaty anyway. They had limited inspections. And what really keeps us safe here is not the arms control treaty, but it's deterrence. And so as long as we are prepared to maintain a strong deterrent, I wouldn't worry too much about this step.
So, there's a growing discussion in this country about the amount of money that is going into this. And the president just gave another $500 million in weaponry. About 113 has been committed, $1 billion in this effort. What would you say to the American people, some of whom look at the situation on our own southern border, and some who are looking at it on a closer scale in East Palestine, Ohio right now, and say, look, we have enough to focus on here. Why are we spending all of this money on their border?
Right. Well, one thing is that the White House needs to improve its messaging here, because this isn't new money. This is the same money that the Congress appropriated back in December. And Biden is just announcing that we're going to spend a little bit more of that. We're going to spend a little bit more of that, but it's not an increase of what's already there. The second is that if Ukraine falls and Putin takes over Ukraine, we are going to have a much more expensive bill defending NATO countries that Putin might then attack. He'll be right on the Polish border. He's very close to the Baltic states. He'll be emboldened by taking Ukraine. So we're going to have a much harder time if we don't stop him now. And by spending, even if it's the full $113 billion that you mentioned, not all of that's for military support, but even if that's that is a bargain for destroying half of Russia's military and preventing a more expensive war in Europe. So we just have to see this through.
Ambassador Volker, thank you very much. Good to have you here today, sir.
As Americans have the capacity now, as we've had in the past, to do whatever needs to be done to preserve this last and greatest bastion of freedom. In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching this. I have one more. I think you might be surprised with this. The reason why you guys didn't hear anything, I screwed up. I tried something new and it didn't work. But my apologies on that. That was my fault. Did I say that? I guess I did. Anyway, as I'm getting this, I want to say something myself. And if people want to come up here and voice their opinion, you're more than welcome. I don't care what you say, or as long as there's no arguments, I don't care. Everybody's allowed to voice their opinion, and I just had somebody come up. Oh, love lady. Oh, Of all days,
I
you
got
show
all
up.
my shit's all messed up on my StreamYard. Somebody changed my name. I changed my avatar. What is happening, sir?
Oh, nothing. I don't want you to be offended what I'm going to say in just a short. This has nothing to do with you. You know this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, buddy. I'm the most diplomatic chick you'll ever meet, I'm sure.
Okay, well,
Really.
because this is going to be kind of like, it's not demeaning, but it's just, I'm kind of like torqued about something here, but I'm going to
It's
say it right
probably
now.
well warranted, I'm sure. Coming from
Okay.
you, I take the utmost respect in anything you got to offer.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I am a heterosexual. I was born with a tool to use, and I'm not about to use this tool to have a brown end of the stick from a male. This bullshit of this LBDQ, whatever it is totally bullshit. Like they're being prosecuted all the time. This is another gimmick to start people fighting with each other. It's bullshit. If you guys want to be butt buddies, that's fine and dandy. You know, just don't pawn it on kids like the government's doing right now. Our kids are valuable to us. All we want from our kids is to have them have a better life than what we have. And the government doesn't even want to do that. They press this damn LBGQ, whatever they call the damn thing, and it just pisses me off. Really, it does. So I'm going to voice my opinion on it. I don't give a shit what you are. Leave the kids alone. These kids have enough things in their life. I was lucky enough that I was raised in a nice family. I was loved. I got to play outside without somebody molesting me. Didn't have to watch cartoons without somebody saying, "Hey, LBGBQ," or equity. It's bullshit. And they're destroying America purposely for their gain. Their families are not going through this shit, but our family is. All right, let me show you this one thing here. This should wake you up quite a bit. And if you guys want to come on up, you're more than welcome. I'll be right back, lady.
All righty.
Okay, let's see. Did I do this right? I did. Okay, here we go.
America's newfound prosperity is undeniable, unprecedented, and unmatched anywhere in the world. America achieved this stunning turnaround not by making minor changes to a handful of policies, but by adopting a whole new approach centered entirely on the well-being of the American worker. Every decision we make on taxes, trade, regulation, energy, immigration, education, and more is focused on improving the lives of everyday Americans. We are determined to create the highest standard of living that anyone can imagine. And right now, that's what we're doing for our workers, the highest in the world. And we're determined to ensure that the working and middle class reap the largest gains. A nation's highest duty is to its own citizens. Honoring this truth is the only way to build faith and confidence in the market system. Only when governments put their own citizens first will people be fully invested in their national futures. In the United States, we are building an economy that works for everyone, restoring the bonds of love and loyalty that unite citizens and powers nations. Today, I hold up the American model as an example to the world of a working system of free enterprise that will produce the most benefits for the most people in the 21st century and beyond. A pro-worker, pro-citizen, pro-family agenda demonstrates how a nation can thrive when its communities, its companies, its government, and its people work together for the good of the whole nation. As part of this new vision, we passed the largest package of tax cuts and reforms in American history. We doubled the child tax credit, benefiting 40 million American families and lifting 650,000 single mothers and their 1 million children out of poverty, and out of poverty quickly. We passed the first ever tax credit for employers who provide paid paternal leave for employees earning $72,000 or less annually, and passed paid family leave for government employees as a model for the country. We made child care much more affordable and reduced or eliminated child care wait lists all across the nation. Our child care reforms are supporting working parents and ensuring their children have access to high quality care and education, all of which they very much deserve. We lowered our business tax from the highest in the developed world down to one that's not only competitive, but one of the lower taxes. We created nearly 9,000 opportunity zones in distressed communities where capital gains on long-term investments are now taxed at zero, and tremendous wealth is pouring into areas that for 100 years saw nothing. The 35 million Americans who live in these areas have already seen their home values rise by more than $22 billion. My administration has also made historic investments in historically Black colleges and universities. I saved HBCUs. We saved them. They were going out, and we saved them. We're removing roadblocks to success and rewarding businesses that invest in workers, families, and communities. We've also launched the most ambitious campaign in history to reduce job-killing regulations. For every new regulation adopted, we are removing 8 old regulations, which will save an average of American households about $3,100 per year. It was going to be for every one, we do 2, but we were able to lift that to 8, and we think that's going to go quite a bit higher. We still have a way to go. Today, I urge other nations to follow our example and liberate your citizens from the crushing weight of bureaucracy. With that, you have to run your own countries the way you want.
All right, I'm back. Anybody wants to come on up? Come on up with Lily Love and me. I'm glad you showed up, Lady Love. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. This is I always like to sit in on your lives at least. I mean, you're always spitting all the kinds of truths that nobody really wants to face. We're like, oh, we just kind of sit around being closed off to the obvious, and it's thrown in our face. We just have to interpret it the way that we have to perceive it how we're living.
Yeah,
And I mean, I completely agree with you on pretty much anything that you've spit out there. But the all the making us into acronyms and LGB and all this other bullshit. I mean, people are born as humans, and they are. We should be allowed to live that way. You know, there's no. I'm not. I'll be damned if I'll put an acronym on my kid. He's gonna be able to be a male teenager in the United States and live such a life that we're fighting for. You know what I mean? This generation has to make up for all the bullshit we've already pulled.
No.
We've got to raise our kids how our parents raised us. In the sense of you do your rights and wrongs, and you be who you are, and you stand up for yourself.
People lost that. People lost that quite a bit. I have to make an apology about one thing out here. I said vote. Don't even vote anymore. It's not even worth
Right.
it.
I didn't sign up for my voting rights here in this new state I'm living in. I was offered that just a few hours ago, and I declined it.
Yeah, it's a con job.
It is, and then our numbers don't really match up to what we put out there.
No.
I mean, look at it. Everything's fixed. It's already pre-noted in the books.
There's a gentleman out here, Lady Love. His name is Michigander.
Yeah, I know Michigander really well.
Yeah, well, he's got it made. He's got the right idea. And I give him credit on that. Yeah, he does. He has the right idea. I don't like you, Michigander.
Well, Michigander and I were talking when I was sitting in a situation, and I had to. The only reason, Michigander, I'm not over there with you is because of my kid. I gotta make sure that I get him through the system so that he can be as free of an adult as possible. I don't want to have him bound by things that I didn't comply, to as a citizen. So, what I'm saying, I mean, and when it comes to like, I guess I just say non-compliance, attempting to go to bat for yourself for freedom. I've got to send, unfortunately I have to send my kid through the system so that he doesn't have to pay the consequences of my rebelliousness,
Oh, no, it's understandable. You take care of your kid. I mean, that's the whole idea, I mean, I did it with mine.
Yeah, but I'll be damned if when he's 18 and ready to go, or whatever age he's ready to go and be his own man, Michigander, I'll be hooking up at least to come and give you a visit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah,
absolutely.
That'd be great. It just it's rough. What's going on right now with these kids? They don't know what's going on. You got to stay at home. They can't be by themselves.
Right.
The human trafficking is getting up high. As you already
it's
see.
impossible.
Oh yeah, they just nailed 3 people. You missed it before you came up. 3 sex offenders coming through the border. And this is the kind of shit that Biden wants. But yet he wants equality and equity. You can't have both.
Yeah.
Either
Did he
one or
make
the
sure
other.
there's a policy now you have to sniff things as you're coming through. You got to sniff babies and shit.
Yeah, bro.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's just ridiculousness. See that guy up on the stage, accepting his whatevers, and he's just touching on kids and loving on them, and just inappropriateness at its finest, right there in front of the whole Americans, all of us. We're just all watching it.
And everybody praises him.
Yeah, they love that shit.
It's all part of a game, and a lot of people know it, but a lot of people are scared of saying it. I'm not. I don't give a
Absolutely.
shit.
Me neither, buddy. I don't even care at all.
It's a shame what goes on. It really is.
Mhm.
This war in the Ukraine is a big joke. They're spending all kinds of money and then letting us suffer over here. Now, if we go to war, we ain't going to have nothing. Now, World War II, they really cut down on a lot of people, foods
Mhm.
and the rubber and all kinds of stuff because of the war. And the
People
only
are
ones who
still.
made money out of that was the corporations who gave them that. The weapons, the clothes, the food. They
Yeah.
were making money. And then after
90
the war, go on.
Oh, sorry. 90% of those large companies, and their subsidiaries derived from around 1937 through 1945.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have benefited and profited from World War II, while Americans and other countries' citizens suffer.
That is correct.
The
That you're
effects.
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ford was one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he helped Hitler and everything else. But we went to war for what? To stop this domination of Nazis. Yet now we're getting it now with Klaus Schwab, who is the head summit for the Davos in Switzerland, where
Yeah.
Biden goes to. Yeah, Klaus Schwab. And you will eat bugs and you will like it. Yeah.
Let's spread that propaganda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all fine. Everybody just eat a couple of crickets and be fine.
Very
Plenty of
interesting.
protein.
Very interesting. Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've
It's just
seen a lot of
getting
that lately. It was pretty disturbing.
when you see that. Yeah. When you see that junk out there, the equity, don't even bother you that much. It's just a con job where everybody can fight among each other in America, divide a country, it'll fall, and that's what they want.
Yeah.
And they're causing the trouble. We have nothing to do with what's going on. Yet they blame it on us white supremacy. The white supremacy didn't do nothing, and it's just bullshit. It really is.
Right. And they're also categorizing us with like what Grandma's saying, these death cults, and a lot of those are white supremacists, labeled, at and things like that, and people are almost genetically, but we can't really say it like that, almost generationally, getting into a lot of practices where children are disposable, and families are unbound.
Yeah. Well, look at Ohio right now, like 12B just said, and Graham said, it's a business.
Yeah, it is completely monetary.
Mm-hmm. They don't give a damn. They don't care about your life. They don't care about, what kills me, and you're going to see this in a while. What's his name? Doggone it, Carter, Jimmy Carter. He's going to be dying in a while.
Oh man, I've seen a lot of information on him lately.
Here we go. We got another volunteer here. You got your $5 ready?
There's a toll, but
no, I ain't got $5, but my 2 cents are free.
It's all yours. Go on and say it.
No, I just stepped up to yap and listen. Listen, you know what I'm watching flat out right now? Delusional shit, talking about elections, talking about this and that and the other thing. Listen to me. This man has come out on national television and told everybody, to the point that a comedian has made a skit telling everybody, Donald Trump came out and told everybody, listen, the system is corrupt. The system is rigged. They asked him, how do you know? He replies, I know because I use it. Motherfucker turned right around and walked inside and kept doing it.
Yeah.
Now we got Biden.
Nothing better than the truth.
Yeah. Well, I don't like Donald Trump that much either. I mean, he's
listen. At the down low, is everybody's putting faith in a system that is corrupt and broken. You're going to get nothing out of it. Nothing is going to come back to you. So why think about it? Why put any effort into it? Because nothing is coming back. They're stealing from you.
Right. That's right. You hit it right on the head, Michigan. You did. You did. I can't argue there. You're right.
I refuse. Listen to me. I fucking refuse just from what I'm watching them do to my fucking people. Listen, they're fucking with my phone so bad that they're cutting the screen out and shit right now, dude. I've never seen my phone ever do this, using it like this.
Really?
Yes, sir. It keeps dropping out black like it,
Again, it gets
going
the worst. He gets the worst interference, and when he speaking spells, as Debo would call it, he speaks to text. It edits it because Google involves themselves, and they have basically hacked his phone. And
Dude,
again, it's the worst reception, and he's got plenty of opportunities to have reception. You know what I mean? It's really there. It's everywhere. It's fucking air. And and he's ever since I know Mitch, he's been tampered with.
This dude's a vet. This dude's a vet. I think the train derailment stuff that just happened might be a blessing in disguise. And it clicked a couple days after hearing about that. It clicked when they hit the second one here in Michigan. It clicked, and I was like, "Wait a minute! I wonder if it's at the hubs." And the reason being is the dude did research. He was a military vet guy. Did research on our train systems, and he was scared when he got done because he said it was almost identical to what they did in the Holocaust.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy.
Now listen. I'm a fucking weirdo motherfucker. I learn and do stuff by patterns. I can see patterns at a million miles off and then figure shit out before other people. It's just something weird.
Uh-oh. We lost him. Uh-oh. Yeah.
Yeah, they do this shit to him all the time. And he's probably talking right now, and we can't hear him.
No.
Oh, there he is. Nope.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's that. I've known Mitch Gander for a couple of years now, and he's been dealing with this shit for a long time. And he's trying to, and he gets on there and he speaks truths, and he is informing the people, hey, listen, this is what they're going to do. We already know they're going to do it. It's just a matter of when. So be prepared, get yourself together, get your kids straight, and get everything that you love and get it with you, and get supplies so you can survive.
You got to get off the grid of government. You got to be self-supporting for yourself,
Yeah.
Start learning how to be farmers. I mean, granted, they might come after you, but if you belong to a community, at least you're going to go down fighting with freedom.
Absolutely.
It's just bullshit is what it is.
I was torn between, because my kid's been with me this whole time about everything. And I was torn. I was really right there to bring him out there and get him acclimated to what the world's going to be like. If you can have even just an ounce of freedom, we could have it out there with Mitch Gander. You know what I mean? In a sense of learning a trade, and that trade is survival.
You're trying to teach a kid a system that's going to die. He needs to learn skills. There's other ways. There's other ways to educate him. There's other ways to educate him. I'm telling you that right now. And there's the same resources are here as down there, but cleaner.
Absolutely.
I got nieces going to college in the next town over. So.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, Mitch Gander. Like I said, it was one of those choices where I was in a bit of a fear mode and a little bit of panic and a lot of.
It's all good. Listen, the kid's safe. The kid's safe. I don't give a fuck. My biggest concern was having solid running water for a little dude. I mean, you guys got to be able to, scrub your nasty bits and tits and shit. So
that's right, buddy. But like I said, this is right.
Can I come up and do that?
Yeah. Well, listen. Hey, check this out. Literally yesterday.
This is my pivotal point.
I got the well stuff, and yesterday I spent the whole day bad balling, mad, slamming fucking 25 feet, 30 feet of well, and I still didn't hit water. I still didn't hit water.
Like I said, like I told Rice just a minute ago, I mean, I'm all over it. I needed to take a breath and make sure that I didn't have anything else on my ass, like what we're fighting. And that's what
they're not. They're fucking gonna be busy. They're gonna be running.
Yeah.
Listen to me. I know
I'm in a position where I'm not gonna be running.
I know it's not gonna be cool. Listen, they're gonna, if everything doesn't smooth out right now, which over some of the shit he just showed, it's probably not gonna. We're gonna have to go.
smooth out at all, buddy.
There's no sense in focusing on that dead system. You're wasting time.
Yep. Well, like I said, I mean, the thing that's coming at me is something that I needed to get to a spot where I could regroup and see what I really had coming at me. And now that I know, now that all my fears are pushed aside and I've been able to kind of assess the situation, I mean, like I said, my compass is pointed towards Michigander.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, we do adult foster care. I was certified by the Community Mental Health out of Mount Pleasant back in 2004. I have certifications for mental health, medications, physical intervention. I'm a professional, as I used to be a professional in that industry up here. We know all the state officials. Do you think they give us a hassle with our children?
Huh.
Excuse me for. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's good to know, Mitch. That's real good to know. See, that was my only concern was making sure that I didn't get that little boy taken away from his mom.
Listen, if people around us are doing the right thing, we'll stand up for you. We have a handicapped lady that we took care of. One of the only people I know of out of my whole time watching it that has made it on her own is still on her own. She got married and had a kid, and they just got burned out of a house.
Oof.
And we treat her like kind of a part of the family. Matter of fact, the dude that I was taking care of with a broken leg out here, I've been taking care of him I started taking care of him in 2001. And
Damn.
he's more like a brother.
That's a hell of a long time ago. I mean, nowadays.
The meds and stuff have him all kinds of fucked up though.
Yeah, you know, them things are fucking for the birds.
That
big farm, man. That's the thing. That's what's eating our whole entire souls up.
Yeah. It's listen, I'm fucking not happy with what I'm seeing, and they're gonna pull the plug, and they know it.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Listen, it's best to think for everything the best. Don't get me wrong. I got backup coming. I have tons of more animals coming. I'm going into bird farming and vegetable farming. The thing is, I did 2 little runs of vegetables out of that greenhouse. And me and a dude and all the animals here, I mean, we ate till I was throwing waste to the animals. I just left shit in the ground and it grows naturally every year by itself now. It's not hard to do this shit. And
once my happy ass gets out into the same similar situation that you're in, possibly the same one, I don't have to worry about any of the bullshit that's following me right now. I don't have to worry about none of it. I already know this. That's what I had to assess.
There's jobs, there's everything else out here. I'm just a stubborn fuck. I refuse to comply with that system anymore. I'll just stay.
I'm a fucking chef. I can work anywhere.
Exactly, and they need people like that up here right now. And the thing is, I just stay out in the woods, and if my people need something that's going to cost them money, I go take care of it. That's pretty much how I manage.
Yeah.
You know, I suffer a lot. You don't. That's why I said it's not for anybody. But I have a free reign that's beyond belief.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to argue with me because
You've got the biggest burden that Americans carry off of your back. That's really what's up.
And I tell you what, that when I had my little scrape with the law over my Jeep,
sure.
The response out of the jails and stuff once I got out and who picked me up and everything, and then when I was showing up to do their piss test and shit in this big ass fucking rig with the name on the side of it, they give me a wide berth.
I bet, buddy.
No,
well, it sounds like you're getting shit together.
Listen, I don't mean to put that out there in a cocky fucking aspect, because the thing is, I run around in a natty old pickup truck, 15 to 20 miles under the speed limit. I just cruise around and handle my business.
Man.
That's it. You know?
Hell yeah.
I'm serious. I like going down the back. It takes 15 fucking minutes to get from here to pavement. Okay? Yeah. 15 minutes. Okay, I'm chiefing a doobie. Fuck you.
That's the other thing. I'm sitting in a state where it's not even legal to possess that.
What do you mean?
But I can carry a firearm. I can carry a firearm because I'm not a felon, and I'm. And
wait a minute. If you're in Michigan, you can have it.
Yeah. You can have weed and a firearm, huh?
I'll be back.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely I mean, that state, there's nothing wrong with that state. It was just I had to get myself into an environment where I could do all the checks,
Got you. So you're not.
Everything's there. All right. I didn't lose my tits. I didn't lose my.
So you're not in Michigan no more?
Nope.
Okay, good.
No.
All right. I didn't know that. I thought you were still.
I'm safe and with a very amazing lady, and we are doing great. And like I said, I'm just regrouping, and I'm not that far away from you still.
It's all good. It's all good, lady. Just take care. Listen. Once shit pops off, man, you may not be able to travel. That's what I'm saying. People are not understanding what you're dealing with.
Right. Absolutely.
I can't even see the chat to fucking read it. Fucking hate.
The only thing they've said is come back, Mitch, and funny nature. I know what to do. Yeah. Graham was talking to you.
Yeah, I need a hand though, because spring's gonna pop here, and I got a lot of building to do. And the thing is, I'm gonna need that access time, and it's just stupid shit like keep tending a fire, cooking, shit like that. And the thing is, everything else comes in a cycle. I get everything delivered. If you've seen how everything gets done, you'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Mitch, it's okay to say you need a lady that can cook and do some shit around. It's all right to say that.
Yeah, I mean, I do. It's not just hey, fuck you.
You wanted to say it, right?
I don't give a fuck. Everybody needs a sandwich maker. If you got dick and ball swinging, you need a sandwich maker.
I fucking hear you, Michigander. I fucking love you, buddy. And you've been asking for a sandwich maker for a long time, and I'm a fucking sandwich maker.
Anyways,
there's no damn reason why I can't get my happy ass over there and just be a sandwich maker.
Well, that's what it's going to go to. A lot of it's going to. The people that do the best are going to go to doing this in humanitarian work. The rest of it's going to turn to a wasteland.
Absolutely. And we can.
I'm serious. It's going to slowly turn to a wasteland.
Yep. Absolutely. But you can make that into a paradise for yourself, which you're doing right now, sir.
I've been collecting, doing certain stuff, but the thing is, people don't understand exactly what the meaning of some of the stuff happening. Like that foundry that got hit in Ohio, that's gonna cripple us for production.
Absolutely. I mean, more than anything, it's centrally located for the most part. You know what I mean? And it's huge. It's fucking huge.
The ones who focus on that system that's corrupt and dead are the ones that are going to get hurt and feel it the most.
Absolutely. I've been in my travels. I've been doing my best to dodge and skirt. You know what I mean? Without putting my and my child's livelihood at risk. So it's a real tedious balance, but it's achievable, at least from a single mom's perspective, where you don't really have it. There's a lot of amenities out there. That's what they say out of their mouths, but when you go to grab them up, they ain't available. They ain't available to nobody.
2013, I was having an issue getting a job because I hadn't been on paper in like a decade.
Shit.
Yeah, I literally was a ghost for like a day. I mean, I made money. I just never, I was like a ghost. So I was having a hard time getting a paycheck job for probation on a DUI. And the fucking probation officer sent me a fucking list of places to go. So I went, and fucking the thing is, I'm in the hood where I grew up. You know what I mean? And I'm fucking sitting in this office waiting for help at a place called Network 180. And they get paid bunches of money specifically to help the community. And the thing is, they had programs specifically for me. And I get sent there, and the motherfucker, I'm waiting in the fucking hall with my girlfriend at the time. And a buddy from high school walks through, hits a buzzer on the door. They ship him through the door, pump him full of dope, and he comes walking out. The whole time we're still in this fucking waiting with a kid, sitting in the living, the waiting area. And I go sit with the counselor lady, and they tell me, no, they can't help me. And the only reason is because I'm sober. I had gotten myself sober.
Yeah, isn't that the most shocking thing? I mean, it's like a shot to the heart when you hear that. And I'm like, are you fucking serious right now?
Check it
out.
I
have to take a drug test that says I got this shit in my system so that I can get help from the state-funded, people-funded shit.
I stuck to my guns. I didn't give up, and I kept going through the different programs. I had another fucking program through the state, through the fucking courts, sent me back to the same fucking bitch. Sent me back to the same fucking place. And I sat down. I said, I don't care. I want you to sign right here stating I was here. She looked at me. I was like, sign right here. I already know you're not going to give me no help. Just sign right here and we'll call it a day. And I did.
It's been a trip trying to stay out of the one thing that's kept me out of the system as much as I could be out of it, to my control, is not being high. No, I'm not talking about weed. I'm talking about drugs. I'm talking about street drugs. I'm talking about what they're trying to get. I've never tried heroin, and don't do that shit. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's the control drugs, and all that anybody wants to do is pinpoint that on a individual, put them in the system, and get that revenue flowing. That's all they want to do. And that was a perfect example of what you just said right there. You were supposed to be intoxicated on something to hold you down, something to keep you in the system. And you weren't, and you fucking, then you got to fight your way out of it because they're like, wait, no, let's see. You know what I'm saying? They try to find other avenues to control
I'd like
it.
to say something here, if I may, about the system. My wife, about 8 years ago, she started going blind. She had cataracts. And I noticed that her sink, when she cleaned up the sink, wasn't clean enough. So I went behind her and I cleaned up the sink. And I finally asked her, I says, well, scaring her, I says, do you want to go see a optometrist? No. I was okay, and I let it go. Well, 2 days later, she says, you know what? Says that wouldn't be a bad idea. I said, okay. So I took her to an optometrist, and they told her that she had, bad eyes. She's getting cataracts. Well, I said, shit. I'm thinking, my God, that's going to be a lot of money for surgery. What am I going to do? Well, first of all, I went to White Cane. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, where they have those white canes outside, and they're out there in the streets, and they're asking for people for money. So I called them up, and I says, look, I'm financially strapped right now. I said, really can't have the money to help my wife out. Okay, what's your name? I told my name and everything. Said, okay, now you got to wait 9 months, and after 9 months, then we'll decide. I says, 9 months? She goes, yeah. And I said, well, what the? So I said, the hell with it. So I went to Social Services. Now get ready for this. So we're waiting in line, sitting there. They call us. We get in there. We tell them the explanation. So we need some medical just for my wife, nothing else. Just get her eyes fixed. The guy denied me. And I says, well, why is that? He said, well, you got money in the bank. I said, well, I ain't got that much money. I got, what, $4,000? That's not enough for surgery. He goes, there's nothing I can do for you. And I says, wait a minute. I said, let me understand this. When immigrants come in here, they get it for free. He goes, that's right. He told me this. That's right. He says, they know the loop system of the other system, and they can get it for free. And I says, but yet we're here Americans, and we don't get shit out of it. That's right. I says, you son of a bitch. And I walked away. So what I had to do is get a loan on my house to pay for the operation. And now she can see. The government didn't give a fuck. Nothing. They patronize these damn immigrants and everybody else that come in this country, but the hell with us.
Got a $20 bill on you?
Yeah.
Read it.
Fuck no, I ain't even got a dollar bill on me.
Read it. Listen. Read that motherfucker. Right on that motherfucker. Straight says, when the government becomes destructive to my means, they're null and void. Oh,
we just lost Lady Love.
Oh, I thought that was me.
No.
I think she said,
what happened. I know it can't be by internet because my internet, I bought the best internet that there is.
No, it was her. She said I think she said she had to do something.
Oh, okay. What does it say on a $20 bill? I'm sorry.
It says when the government becomes destructive to our means, it's null and void. That means they were null and void when they called the worldwide lockdown.
Makes sense.
No, I'm serious.
I believe you. Believe me, I do. I believe you. I mean, you can give me a lot of pointers that I don't even know about,
I'm just paying attention. Listen, man, you're a vet. You probably know seen shit I ain't fucking never even seen. But it's also the internet highway and information highway. I've been all over this fucking country and seen and done different stuff that other people are like, what? And it's like, that was easy, dude. What are you talking about? You act like it's a big deal. It was nothing. I was living, I don't know.
Well, what woke me up is when I went to the Veterans Administration. They didn't help me out. a simple thing, and they kept procrastinating, and they still haven't fixed it after 15 years. And that's what started. I was just pissed off. I said, "That's it. There's something wrong here," and that's when I started investigating about the government, and I really started finding out a big rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's not good. Listen, man, fucking didn't Trump sign a bunch of stuff to help you guys?
No, it was bullshit. That's why I'm pissed off at him. He said that if you're not being, uh, if you got to wait a long period of time to be corrected, you can just go to a doctor and they'll pay for it. That was bullshit. If you want to go outside of VA, you can. That was bullshit. You got to live 40 minutes away or further for them to do it. I live 30 minutes away. So it was all a crock of shit what Trump did. When I asked him, what can I do? She says, you have to go through the chain of command. I said, well, that's easy enough. And I did. I went all the way up to Trump. Not a damn thing. Nothing. So they screwed me left and right. And it's coming in August. Wait till you see what happens in August. I'm going to put my ass in the line in August, but you wait and see. It's about
I,
veterans.
I hope we make it. I hope we make it that long because I don't think we got that long.
I hope so. If not, well, I'm prepared for it. Hey, if you have to go to Vietnam and you think you're going to Vietnam, you prepare yourself for death. You know what I mean? So it's no.
Oh, I already told. See that? You know what? To be honest, when this shit started, probably about I don't know what 6, 7 years ago. I already told myself, pretty much you're a dead man walking. Once you fucking accepted that, it was cake. Everything's cake. Fuck you. Good day.
No, right. No, I agree.
I don't know. I'm just telling you my personal feeling and expectation on it. When I came to that conclusion, they started saying whack shit that I knew where it was leading. And I was like, fuck it, dude. Dead man walking because I ain't complying with these cunts.
No, I'd rather be dead than not free. You know what I mean? They lied to us. They cheated on us. They lied, steal, killed, everything. Look at Epstein.
That's coming out right now. Listen, there's something big going on. I think we're going to be okay. Listen, I'm serious, man. I'm watching a weird cycle. I see stuff in patterns. Listen, if you don't believe me, go check out and look online for the train track systems. A veteran dude did a big research thing on our train track systems, and he fucking compared it to the fucking train track system of the Holocaust, and it was almost identical, bro. I mean, it was scary the same. Okay, when I put it that way.
Son of bitches, unreal.
Yes. So I'm wondering. I'm just saying. It just kind of clicked. It clicked with me the other day. I was like, hey, wait a minute. That vet dude did the fucking. And in the train, in the when the guy, if you find the right one, I'll try to post it on my community thing. Okay, if I find it, I'll post it on my community thing. But the thing is, the tracks all led to hardcore Walmart stations.
And they're getting away with this shit. That's what pisses me off is these people out here, American people. When I find out that a company's for the government, I don't buy shit from them. You mean like Coca-Cola, Starbucks,
We
Target. I don't care for them.
we just bought creamer. I just picked up some creamer when I went and got the slam tool to slam the thing, and it made me sick yesterday and this morning. And fucking, I couldn't figure out what the fuck. Why I don't use creamer and sugar, so I took it to my little brother because he was out, and my little brother didn't even get half a cup of coffee down. He's like, "Oh God, what the fuck?" And I'm climbing out the shower, and he's like, "Man, there's something wrong with it." And I was like, "Yep." And I walked over and grabbed it, threw it in the garbage, and he looked at me. I was like, "Just fuck that shit." And he's like, "All right." Poured out his coffee and poured a new one.
Well, they want us to eat bugs. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that ain't happening. I'm done.
You played a smart Michigander. You did. I praise you for it. I do. I praise you for it.
I seen it coming though, but listen, I ain't perfect, but I seen this shit from a fucking roof. I thought this shit was gonna happen a decade ago. 2004, 2005, I seen it from a roof, and I was like, this can't go on like this. And then I'm watching the people in the city, and I'm watching, I'm right in the heart of the hood of Grand Rapids, right on the corner of Broadway and Leonard. And fucking, I'm watching people go to jail left and right, fuck each other up left and right, fucking dudes running down the road at 120 miles an hour from the cops, smashing into a fucking building, dead on the scene, fucking, and people laughing about it like it was cool. And I just looked at everybody. That dude was fucking rock. I'm like, that dude's dead. Do you realize what you're saying? fucking trying to ride the city bus system, and they're shooting at each other on the bus as you're trying to go to an alcohol class and shit.
Yeah, well, they had some girl getting raped on the subway, and no one helped her out. They're over there with the cameras, just taking videos of it.
I know.
Sick fucking people. I don't believe this. I went in the military for this shit. I think, you know what, really, Michigan, we need a good chaos. Maybe to wake up
It's
American people. I'm serious.
it's gonna happen. It's by design. Listen, this happens throughout history. It's happened before. Even the Indian tribes have called out herds.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, dude.
You're right.
I mean, fuck. What was that historical tribe that all the tribes got together to wipe out because they kept eating too many?
Oh, there's so many of them. I wouldn't know offhand. Wow.
I can't remember the name of the band, but there was a band. It was a pretty decent sized band of Indians, and they'd take and put the fucking people in like a bowl a buffalo's gut, and they'd cook it, put the human in the buffalo's gut, cook it over a fire, and then specifically start with eating with the brain because they thought it would give them special powers. That's just what I remember reading on about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I am an I can't do it now, but I am an ghost chaser, spirit chaser.
Okay.
I have all the equipment because I was in a situation where they were talking about God, and I told them, yeah, I believe in God. Well, if God's really true, where's he at now? I want to see him. And I said, well, he's got me there. I can't say nothing. So I went and started chasing ghosts, see if that was true. Well, my first experience, man, I'll tell you what, I just about shit my pants, But there are spirits. There's no doubt about it. There are spirits. So there is life after death. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Don't know.
And if I ever get my computer working again, my other one, I have a tower. I got all that kinds of shit in there. It blew up on me, sucker. I can't get to it because I got food in the back there. It's right in the corner.
I wonder if that's what that metaverse shit is. They're talking about that metaverse. They were talking about communicating with dead people and shit.
No, but they're trying to do it right now with CERN. CERN. Have you ever heard of it?
Yep.
Yeah, they're trying to. They're colliding black mass together, and it's a big collide. Oh, I forget the name of the damn thing. Anyway, it's huge, and they've been playing around with it. And people who work there are starting to get some paranormal activities there. And they're dancing around with devil worships and everything else. I gotta get the video. Maybe I can put it up there. I'll put it in the
I've seen
backstage.
with the statue of Sheba.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. You got the one. Yep, that's the one. Well, you have been studying, all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another deal they're playing around with. But
They just did a bunch of shows and shit for Grammys and shit, and they depicted that same shit again.
Wow, I got that damn thing too. No wonder. Yeah, you're gonna be seeing a lot of that lately. That Shiva thing. It's on TV now. I watch now and then. Here it
I don't
is.
watch TV. I only fuck around on here. This is my kind of playthrough stuff. Yep.
I watch TV just to see what's going on. I try to decipher in between what's going on. I don't make it a regular.
Hey,
I mean, there's nothing on TV anymore to watch, really.
do that again. Do that again.
Oh.
I just seen something. No fucking shit, dude. No way. That's a clock, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking clock, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, it's people should read that up. CERN CERN on YouTube.
No, that statue. Whoever that is, whatever that is, that's a clock.
Yeah, that's a Shiba.
Yeah, but that doesn't depict to our time. That depicts to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this kind of shit, and they're teaching kids now in Illinois, after school classes, Satanism.
Yeah, I know. I already heard about that. That we need to look into what the fuck that means for a time. Listen, our clocks ain't right. That says something. That body shape, that's a clock, dude. I just noticed it like a ton of bricks that just hit me, dude. That's a fucking clock.
Well, let's check it on Google here. See what's going on here.
Fuck Google.
Well, it's the only information I can get out there, other than that YouTube, or that's it. So the only information you get, you just gotta go decipher it. In between. I know a lot of fake things have been saying out there.
Hey man, I at a certain angle, I'm kind of sitting comfortable in a chair with my head cocked because I got a slight headache, and I could see that was a perfect clock, but not a normal clock like we use.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing they said about CERN. They want to, screw up the time, our time. They're playing with fire. Is what they're doing at CERN. They really are. And you who was there making a movie? Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
At CERN. Yeah.
He's one of the higher upper dudes, and they fucking were making sacrifice.
Yep.
It's coming out right now. It's just people don't want to admit it. I could actually scare the fucking living fucking shit out of you, but I'm gonna let you find that shit on your own.
No, believe me, nothing scares. After going to that Ghost Adventure shit, man, no, nothing scares me.
Don't go to fucking McDonald's. The taste of human flesh can destroy your soul.
Babies.
What did I just say?
Babies.
Don't go to McDonald's. Spin them fucking golden arches upside down. What do you get?
I don't know. What do you get?
Vampire fame.
I never thought about it that way. You're right.
You think I'm fucking joking?
Yeah,
Spin the
you're right.
Spin the Motorola. Spin the Motorola insignia upside down once. I turned my phone on upside down accidentally, and it freaked the fucking dog shit out of me, dude. I didn't even want to touch my phone for over a month. I'm serious.
Michigander, I wish I could take you with me, to Ghost Adventures. You would shit. Believe me.
No, I wouldn't. I get it. I seen. Listen, Nikola Tesla, the reason he could do some of the shit he did is because it was a program that was written in his skull. And when you make contact with it, you could fucking, it's trippy though. If you ain't fucking strong enough, it'll drive you flat fucking nuts, dude. Yeah. Listen, I started smoking again because of it. I smoke and smoke weed again. I wasn't smoking weed, cigarettes, nothing. I've been flushed for months. And fucking, I'll smoke.
I smoke cigarettes, so yeah.
Yeah, listen, man. I started. It was fucking hardcore, dude. I'm telling you right now, we'll be all right, dude. These motherfuckers have tried this shit. These guys have tried this shit before, dude. This isn't the first time.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Like you said, at least you got it made over there. That's good. Keep where you're at.
Oh, it ain't easy, dude. It's hard.
I know it ain't.
My hands are so fucked up right now. I can't even enjoy my guitar gear. And I got a Dimebag Darrell signature guitar sitting right next to me.
I used to be a farm boy with my grandfather. So yeah, he used to have apple trees, plum trees, all that shit. Cool and garden.
I'm going haywire now this year. That's why I need hands. I need people that get what the fuck is going on. And the thing is, if you really put your mind to it, it only takes an hour or two every morning, and the rest of the day you can do what you want. And if you put more effort in, it goes even further.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Why don't you talk to Guru? He knows a couple of people might help you out.
I yap with Guru. To be honest, I'm a little apprehensive about certain aspects. I'd rather make sure it happened right than to have a problem. You know what I mean?
No, I understand. Yeah, just as a suggestion. Just thought it'd help you out if I could. Because I know what you're going through.
Well, that's just it. I'm trying to, and the thing is, not everybody's going to have skills and stuff like that. Even I learned and evolved over time of being out here. So.
Well, I can do farmer, but I sure can't build a house. I'll tell you that much. I'd be screwed.
See, and I can. That's just it. If I can get up in the morning and focus on doing something else for the 2 hours that it would take to take care of the birds, then that right there in itself is $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got ducks coming, pheasant coming. We're getting the little hatcher machine, all kinds of shit. Dude. I'm going off.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, pheasants, man. I love pheasant. That's good to eat. Oh, is that good eating bird? Wow.
Yeah, doing it for my dad.
Oh man, those are the good days. Shit.
You know what, man? I refrained from hunting these little gray birds with like a black tassel on their forehead, and I refrained from hunting them because they're open most of the season. And I refrained from hunting them, man, and them motherfuckers came back big, dude. I'm happy about that.
Well, we heard some geese yesterday. We were over at Joe's yesterday. I had to get some organic stuff, and we heard geese flying, heading north. I said, springtime's coming. But tonight, I understand we're going to have one hell of a weather, so get ready over there.
Oh yeah. I got ready the other day. I did my brakes, and then the next day I did the well, and then today I chilled. I didn't feel so hot today.
What's going on with the well? Anyway.
I ran out of pipe, and it's 25 feet deep and no water.
Well, no, you got to go further than that. Believe me, you do. To get artesian water.
Yeah, but that's just it. You can only, with the manual pump, you can only go 30 feet.
Oh, what? Oh, that's
Yeah.
right, manual pump. Okay, yeah, all right, I got you.
I'm just trying to get water for a greenhouse and animals, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and my brother is one of my closest neighbors.
Well, at least you got family somewhere around there. That's good.
Yeah, the sign on his front door says, "We don't call cops around here."
Do you have electricity there, may I ask?
Yeah.
From the power company?
No. I got solar.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Ooh, I got something to show you then. Hold on here.
They just brung up professional solar from Detroit and hooked it up. It ain't nothing fancy, but I get by.
Well, that's the main thing. Do you have water source?
Yeah, I got water source.
Ooh, I got something to show you then. Hold on here. This might help you out considerably. I've seen this. I just about, wow. See if I can find it. I hope I can find it.
Listen, these people that bought this place, they got dough, but since COVID hit, it's been all fucked up. There was a really bad quad accident out here. Actually, there was two different quad accidents, and 3 people got hurt. One little kid, the owner, and his daughter, and it's been fucked up ever since.
Yeah, it's going to take time.
Oh, I'm over.
Well, at least you're on. I got to start from beginning. I got to get the hell out of here and move up north. You got to buy land and get a house built and start doing my thing. I got a lot of things I got.
Well, that's just it. That's where the funny stuff's going to go in. You got people that just ain't capable to do this, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither physical nor will. Those are the ones that are going to go and, I don't know, man. I'm just going to focus on doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, just do the best you can, one step at a time. Like got it.
Listen, where is our military? What the fuck, dude?
Forget about it. Nah, forget about it.
I know.
What they're doing right now, we're depleted, and here we go. We're depleted in our armory, our ammunition, everything. They're doing it purposely. We have no military anymore. Seriously.
Yeah, but the people of this country are armed so well. I'm not worried about that.
Well, what they're trying, I don't know if you know about it or not, but Whitmore is trying to get rid of our guns now. She's going to put more laws into effect. She just said it.
Yeah, that will get shat on. I'm not worried about that, dude.
That wench.
Oh, listen, the minute they start confiscation, and I hear the 5th person has been dead from their illegal confiscation, that system is completely dead. They are completely enemies, and we are at war.
As far as I'm concerned, yeah, because our constitutional right, our Second Amendment, was there in case our government got rogue.
And to be blatantly clear, I don't have any firearms. I got 2 muzzle loaders hanging on the wall.
I know what a muzzle loader can do. That could tear your ass right up.
Yeah, but that's just it. They don't care about those for some reason, and
Shit, that's worse than a freaking bullet. Seriously.
I did it because of that download thing. The trees told me copper flying is bad. That's why they push for wars and shit.
Yeah,
it affects time. It does something with the way time moves when they start slinging copper bullets and shit.
Excuse me, friend, but you said you have water source, like a river, stream.
I got like a little lake. Um, it's not really a swamp. It's not really a creek, but it's not really a lake. I'll put a video up. But I just had some beavers move in last season, and they're starting to turn it back into a lake. It's starting to flood out again.
Is there water flow anywhere?
Yes, there's slightly.
Close to your place?
There's slightly water flow, yeah, but I'm surrounded by lakes. I have a private lake that's I've got 2 private lakes, then a third, all within 2.5, 3 miles.
I want to show you something here. When I see this, I do heating, cooling. I know electrical, plumbing, brazing, all that shit, freons, and
Okay.
I get in. And Guru showed me this, and I just about had a fit. Oh wow, I got to get this sucker, but they don't have it. They don't have the one I'm looking for, but I can give you an idea.
We're gonna see all kinds of new tech coming out if things don't shit the bed bad. I think we're gonna be okay. I think this shit is so fucking dumb. I think it's to scare everybody awake, even the zombies. You know? I'm serious.
I don't know. Hold on. Whoa. I'm getting mixed vibes right now. I am. They're talking about a war, which I could give damn about that. But when I hear about the nukes, I'm thinking, wow. And when I'm thinking about the nukes, I'm thinking if they do it, we're all fucked. But these people who started all this shit are going to be going into like mountains, Cheyenne Mountains, and everything else because they're all prepared.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be a nuke, dude.
I hope that they'd be fool enough that they did it because everybody be dead then, you know.
Listen, they want to push everybody into them 15-minute fucking cities. They want everybody in the stack and pack 'em cities. So what they're gonna do is try to scare everybody there.
Mm-hmm.
If they say it's a nuke, it's probably not.
Yeah,
If they say it's not a nuke, it probably is.
Yeah. You're right about the 15-minute city. I put on there. Are we allowed to go past the borderline of our area? 15 minutes. It wouldn't say a word. I said, "You son of a bitches."
It's basically a prison, and then if you check into it further, the ones that took the vax and that are pumped full of that graphene, there'll be a human battery pack for it.
Jeez, oh man.
Dude, they've mapped this all out. We need to arrest them now. They're putting it in the air, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Listen, I'm fighting it off. It's all I can do to fight it off.
I had a bag of sod, 40-pound bag, and I left it on my cement in my driveway. I seen a jet plane going around circles, getting closer to my house. Never thought anything about it. Next day I come back out. I moved the bag of sod, and there's a white mark there. My whole damn driveway was full of black.
Where are you at?
I'm over here by Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah, by Detroit, and I couldn't believe that. The guy was spraying at chemtrail. That's what he's doing. Them dirty mother freakers.
Well, there's other issues going on down there in Detroit they don't yap about that never were cleaned up, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I'm fucking floored by what I'm seeing, bro. I don't even know what to say. And the bad thing is people just get pissed at you. Because
just keep saying it. That's all.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not perfect either. It's like you're fucking smoking. Like I said, I smoke and shit to pollute myself because I don't want to fucking down shit again.
Well, you know what?
It's along the lines of what you said about the paranormal stuff, this and that, and the other thing. But the thing is, we could tap into all levels of that. We just got to be clean enough. They fucking polluted us, dude.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
You know what I found out by doing research? 1976, Grand Rapids was one of the experimental cities for fucking fluoride in the water.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I was raised in that city.
Wow. You're on the west side of Detroit. The west side of where I'm at. Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm 45, dude. All my buddies are dead or really fucked up.
I'm 71. I'm surprised I'm still alive.
Yeah. Drugs, shit like that. Drugs, alcohol, just the way they programmed everybody. And there's 2 dudes that I could think of and point out that have always held their business you know, they had issues with like a drink and driving and here and there, but nothing serious. You know what I mean? No real crimes, just drugs and alcohol problems. And they had just a wasted life. You know what I mean? Literally, just
Yeah, yeah. A lot of my friends died too. Believe me, a lot of them. That's what the government wanted, though. In the government itself, and 12B will vouch for this. That anything you want in the government, you get to know somebody, you can get anything from drugs to women to anything. They are the most crookedest freaking organization you ever seen in your life. I'm seriously.
I know.
And they don't give a shit.
It's, dude, I got that on video. I said that to the judge and he looked down in shame, dude. I swear to God.
Wow.
I want the video. I made that judge look down in shame at least 3 times. I'm pretty sure it was more like 5 or 6.
That's good. That's good.
And listen, and multiple times I told him it was a hardship on me and my family. Like, look, dude, fuck this shit, dude. I was like, what the fuck more you want from me? I went and took care of the shit within fucking 24 hours. So you made money off me there. And now you fucking calling me a fucking criminal for an expired piece of plastic. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? This isn't a crime. I was like, what are you doing? It's extortion. You look down at the ground. Huh.
It's true. It's true what you're saying. It's true. All they want is your money. So all they want is your money.
Yeah, I gotta call them over the next couple of days to fucking find out what the last little bit is. But what I'm gonna do is tell them, you know, I want the video to that court hearing, or I'm not fucking paying the last half.
No, I don't believe you. Can I make another suggestion then?
What's
Something
that?
my dad told me. Never get yourself in a situation you know you can't get yourself out of.
That's why I haven't jumped at it. So not only that, but it's fixing to go fucking batshit crazy on that system anyway. So why even bother fighting with it? You know, not for something that simple.
Yeah, and they call this freedom? I don't think so.
Dude, I wasn't gonna go. I was gonna let him put a warrant out and shit for a dumbass fucking driving on expired. It wasn't suspended. It was just expired. And fucking, I wasn't even gonna go. My fucking people showed up. Come on, let's go take care of this. I was like, no, I don't want to. And the whole fucking way there, you know what the lecture I got from my old man was? Shut up, suck their dick. And I got even more pissed. No, fuck you.
Wow.
You know? Yeah, I got my point across, and then I did it because he asked me to. He needs my help taking care of this and that. I get it, and that's what I'm supposed to do. So fucking, I did it. Otherwise, I would have been stubborn. Said no, I ain't going, and let him put a warrant on. Because in the end, it's kidnapping. If they come and snatch you for driving on an expired license and you took care of it within 24 hours, I'm sorry, dude. You're a fucking retard. Number one, you're a fucking retard for not looking at your supervisor and saying, "Are you fucking serious?" You know what I mean? That's where we're at. You know, if you stop and think about what the fuck is going on around you as a whole, that's where I'm at, seeing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like you, I'm starting to see it. I'm just starting to hit the tip of the iceberg right now. I'm starting to see a lot more. But people out there don't listen. People don't listen to you. You know.
Yeah, but that's just it. That's just it. They automatically go into defense mode and think you're the enemy. It's like, no, I was in the same fucking boat as you, motherfucker. You know?
I was taking a picture at Myers, the self-serves. People were in line waiting for self-serve, and they only had like 4 checkouts, you know, cashiers.
Yeah.
I said, look at this shit. These people are actually going to self-serve, knocking these people out of a job, you know. And then a lady caught me there, and she told me I couldn't film, so I had to stop, you know. Then there was then the Karen, as soon as I shut off the bitch, but I fixed her though. She says, good, I'm glad they shut you off. And I says, hey, it doesn't matter. She says, what do you mean? I says, I have enough content. And I said, by the way, I got your picture on there and I'm going to show you. You better not. You better not. I says, you're not going to stop me. You don't even know who I am, you know? And then she says, well, you're not American. I said, the hell if I'm not. I used to be in the military, you know? Well,
Yeah.
that's no excuse. And then I said, do you know anything about CBDC? And then she really raved. And I laughed and walked away.
Yeah. Listen, that's just. I think we're going to be okay in multiple ways. My old man is one of the boomers, and he fucking bends and folds to them fuckers. And he didn't used to. Back in the day, he didn't used to. But yeah, we even gotten it across to him, and now he's starting to go to the local granaries and stuff like that instead of getting all the China shit.
Good.
I fucking yelled and screamed at him and said, "Stop buying motherfucking China now! Fucking now! Fucking stop!"
Well, you know what's funny about it too? These people that are putting it to our face, like the basketball, NBA, all that shit, they're all for China. You know, I mean, and
Huh?
yet people go over there and they buy tickets and they want to watch it. You know, what the? I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it no more. My brothers
Well,
and
that's,
sisters died for nothing. You know, for nothing.
I grew up, as I look back on things, I grew up real odd, different compared to a lot of other people. I never got into football, never got into the racing, none of that shit. I got into the street racing. That was fun. But, nothing mainstream. I didn't like anything mainstream. So much to the point, I remember Slayer fighting for our freedom of speech when I was like fucking 12, I think, 12 or 13. They were on the national news in front of Congress fighting for our freedom of speech. So I stuck with Slayer. It was pretty much my band most of my life. And now I can't listen to no music after what I've learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Listen. Check out that water memory where they talk to water and freeze it.
What?
Yeah. Listen. Check that out, dude. Check it out. It's called the water memory. Check that out.
Water
Yes.
memory.
Okay. Yep. Once you check into that, fucking start utilizing it. It works.
Water memory.
Yes. Listen. I got a busted up ass shoulder for motorcycles, and I just fucking slammed the shit out of that wall 25 feet. I can walk and show you right now. I got 30 feet of pipe in the ground, and fucking my shoulder don't hurt, dude. I'm serious. Yeah, and I did it all by myself, dude. Fucking, and I expected to wake up today fucked up, dude, hurting, and my hands are a little fatigued, the tendons from holding the handle.
Is that on YouTube or is it on Google? Or I mean,
Yeah, you'll find a lot of information. Just the one you want, the guy will show you in a microscope. That's the one you want, the scientific one with the microscope. You'll get the picture real fast.
Okay.
I can't see the chat, people. I'm sorry, or I would interact with the chat more.
What is it? You can't see it through your phone or what?
No, man, I get a black screen. The only thing I see is your picture and mine.
You're on your cell phone, aren't you?
Yeah.
See where it says comments down there?
Yeah.
If you press comments, it'll take you right to you won't get kicked out. But when you get done reading the comments, look to the right hand side up to your cell phone. There's an X, then press the X. You come right back to me again. Yeah, just press comments. It'll ask you want private, you want comments. Press comments, and you can read what people are saying. I can just show it up here. You don't have to worry about it. Can you read that?
I got it.
Okay. I'll do it that way. I should have done that in the first place. Stupid me.
It heals, yes. Not only that, but frequency. I changed the way I tune my guitar for fucking decades, dude. I've been learning guitar since I was like 5 or 7. And fucking, I changed the way I tune my guitar, and dude, I'm telling you, man, I'm fucking pissed, dude. All these motherfucking cocksucking shits they taught us was a lie. I'm fucking pissed, dude.
Well, every time I would say something at VA, oh, here, take a pill. Take a pill.
Yeah.
And I finally got pissed off and just grabbed the bag, and I walked in my primary care physician. I threw the bag on the table. I said, keep the change. You know, well, you got to have. I said, I ain't having shit. I'm tired of this shit. Then later on, I found out about herbs. You know, I'm doing it right now, and I'm getting better. So you're right. You're right. Screw them bastards.
Hey, check out they got a ground system for your bed. I'm gonna start doing the grounding system for the beds and stuff. I'm gonna check that out.
I can barely hear the grounding system. You said?
Yeah, it's like just a basic ground system. You put out like your window outside to the ground, and then it's like a little magnetic thing you put under your bed. You're just grounding yourself. I've experimented with some of that stuff before, and it works. I've been busted up.
Yeah, I'm not in best shape either right now. Son of a b. Because of
Oh, I'm in good shape. I've been busted up. A couple motorcycle wrecks, a bunch of busted arms and shit.
Was that you growling?
What's that?
Was that you growling?
No, that was my dog. I got a little snarky dog. His name is Dickweed, Mister in front of kids. And then I got a rescue pit bull from Detroit, Bobo. Got one of them blue nose pits or whatever they call them.
Wait a minute. Graham says this. Yeah, the 44 hertz. Bad.
Yeah, that's bad. It was the Rockefeller shit when they hijacked our education system. Snake oil. If you go back and study snake oil up until now, you'll understand exactly what the fuck we're dealing with.
I'm gonna have to find out about that. I got more reading to do, eh? Okay.
Yeah, there's a big thing called fucking snake oil. I read that a long ass time ago too, and the thing is that helped me realize, yeah, it's all facade too. That's what's fucked up. Once you start learning this stuff, if you live out in the woods and you go into the city, you start noticing that it's a facade and there's nothing but bullshit behind it.
Yeah, no, I understand. Hold on. You're right, Graham. I remember you saying that. I'm going to be doing it this summer. I'm going to the beach, walking around with my bare feet in the sand. But no, I didn't forget about that. Trust me, I really hit my.
What's that, Mo?
My head there. I remember that. Oops. Oh no! Oh God! Everybody, take off. We're in trouble now.
Oh, what I missed?
Hey, Eddie.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Doing good. You know Michigander?
I heard the name already. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Lady Love was just up here. I don't know what happened. She had to take off, but she never came back.
She's coming back.
Oh, she's coming back? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you weren't meant to see.
Yeah.
She wants the LD, but she's scared.
Oh, there we go. There she comes. She heard you.
Oh, buddy.
I'm leaving now. I don't want to see this place fly.
I just want to tell you, I've been sitting on I've been a good girl.
Yeah.
But somebody gave Lady Love a blessing tonight, just right fucking now, and I'm smoking it right now.
I'm quitting. I'm quitting again.
Yeah, whatever.
No, I left without it, and I paid for it. Actually, believe it or not, I took the last of the change out of my desk and a dollar bill that I found floating in a pair of bibs.
Oh, that's on you, buddy. You better figure.
Well, no, I gave it to my brother for some papers and some weeds because I don't go to the stores or nothing. And fucking, right. He pointed to the tray, so I sat down, I rolled a doobie, and I smoked a doobie, got my drinking water, and took a shower. And when I was walking out, I just, fuck it, I don't want to. He's like, what?
Oh.
I'm not feeling
Cops are coming for me now. Yeah. Just kidding, they're not.
Motherfucker looking beast climbing out the shower, man. I look like a fucking 180-pound Bruce Lee, dude. It's gnarly.
I bet, buddy.
No, I'm for real, man. I look fucking across veins. I'm like, what the fuck?
You know what would be good radio?
Right, can I sit on your panel and get high? Are we cool with that?
You sure? Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Can you pass it? Oh.
America.
I'm glad you asked for permission.
Yeah. Permission to defy your granted. You're not granted.
Hold on, everybody, just for a short. Gandhi, could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you play a song for us, please?
Of course, sir.
I sure appreciate it.
Love you. Oh, this is an amazing time right now in my life. Buddy.
Oh man, I'm hoping this 5 feet of pipe gets the job done.
That's what she said.
You're a better man than I am, Michigander. I got a short pipe.
You're calling the bigger person, right?
Hey, I say it often. It ain't my fault the average American has less than 5 inches. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault, dude.
Okay, sorry, Eddie.
What's up again?
Some people call me the space cowboy. yeah. Some people call me the gangster of love. Some people call me Maurice, 'cause I speak of the pompatus of love. Talk about, baby, 'cause I'm doing you wrong. Doing you wrong. Well, you don't worry, baby, don't worry. 'Cause I'm right here, right here, right here, right here at home. 'Cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. Play my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight talker. I'm sure I don't want to hurt no one. But you're the cutest thing I ever did see. I really love your peaches. Wanna shake your tree.
I fucking knew it.
Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you all the time. Ooh, baby, I'll sure show you a good time. 'Cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. Play my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight talker. I'm sure I don't want to hurt no one. I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. I play my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight talker. Sure I don't want to hurt no one. I keep talking about me, baby. They say I'm doing you wrong, but don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, mama. 'Cause I'm right here at home. You're the cutest thing I've ever did see. I really love your peaches, wanna shake your tree. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you all the time. Come on, baby, I'll show you a good time. 'Cause I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight talker. Sure I don't wanna hurt no one. Ooh, talker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight talker. Sure I don't wanna hurt no one.
play it like the Love Guru Eddie with the.
Miss Candace over there showing
That
the
was
finger and
beautiful.
showing us the Second Amendment rights, and
Right.
you did good, Eddie. Thank you.
Eddie, that was awesome.
Uh-oh, can't hear you, Miss Gander.
At first, I didn't realize he was playing.
Is it me or is it him?
You sound robotic here.
You might have to come back in again, Miss Gander. We can't hear you. You're like in a big barrel, far away.
Is that better?
Oh yeah! Wow. Yeah.
That's much better. Yeah.
Yeah, at first I didn't even know it. I didn't realize you were playing the guitar at first.
Wow.
I was there.
Wow. As a kite.
I'm not paying attention. I'm busy rolling a doobie.
Yeah. Well,
I have one doobie stashed to the granddaddy perks.
I got one stashed in the tank right now, and I'm high as a kite.
Well, best weed I ever smoked was Thai Stick. I'll tell you what, I didn't know my freaking name. Wow. That was my younger days.
Gander, I haven't been high like this in like one of them New York minutes. You know what I mean? Woo.
Been having to stay sober.
Yeah, and it's been amazing. I've been able to think things through and make clear-headed decisions, not base my days on when can I escape. It's been amazing. But that was me. I'm not saying every smoker's like that. I'm saying that's how I was, and it's really
Hey,
amazing.
you know when I fucking
because I'm so high.
I got my
I haven't smoked.
This band.
When I got
go on, Fish Gander. Sorry.
When I had my little download thingy here, I had quit smoking weed and everything because I couldn't afford it, and I just felt that if I wasn't handling my business enough to do this and that, I shouldn't be smoking weed.
Right.
You know, and fucking
that's exactly what
yeah, everything started falling in line, but fucking yeah, holy shit.
Well, I don't smoke weed anymore. I haven't done it in over 30 years. I don't drink anymore. I stopped that 16 years ago. I don't chase women because my wife will kill me. All I got is cigarettes.
Yeah, I'm done, dude. I gotta quit all that shit, dude. But I realized, dude, listen,
Not to mention you having a big fun.
Listen, I'm 45 fucking years old, and I slammed 25 to 30, foot of wall pipe yesterday by myself, and I did it leisurely. That's pretty fucking good, dude.
You damn right that's good. That's damn good. Did you any rock bed?
No, I was fortunate. It was a clean hit.
Oh, you're lucky. Whoa.
The first 15 to 18 feet was done in like 2 hours. The rest of it is what got hard.
Well, I'd like to tell you something, Michigan. I wish I could lay pipe like that.
I could really fucking hammer it, dude. I'm trying to fuck with somebody, but I'm not getting the right response. She's choking.
Oh my gosh.
No. I'm bummed, but at the same time, like I said, 45 years old, and I slammed, that well in a day. I just told myself, stuff happens. Relax, and go get another 5 feet of pipe and finish it.
Well, I'll tell you what. As big as I am, if I could help you out without me being handicapped right now, I'd help you out. Trust me, because I was a bull worker one time. It really was. But
Listen,
I can't do it anymore.
Like I said, just somebody's tending a fire and flipping a fucking burger makes all the world of difference. Because to tend a fire, I got to stop, I got to start the fire, I got to tend the fire, then I got to prepare the food, I got to cook the food, then eat the food. You know how much time that takes out of a day?
Yeah, I can do that. Well, she probably can do better than I can. Lady loves that.
I'm just saying. Do you realize how much time it takes out of a day to live like that?
Yeah, it does. Well,
this broad's over here laughing, thinking it's fucking funny.
One of these days when you get to know me and I get to know you, I'll go up there and meet you one of these days, I'll stay in a motel, but I'll.
I got bunk cabins. You don't have to.
Oh, do you really? Oh, that's great.
Yes, yes. I got bunk cabins with toilets and kitchenettes and all that shit. It's a recreation facility. All I do is keep trails and stuff clean, and then I have my own acreage off to the side.
Well, that's now what happened to Lady Love this time?
She's on sayonara for the bit.
She'll come back. I'm fucking with her. I was gonna just get ready to fuck with her, but I'm kind of high.
No, I wasn't. It was like she's like she's got going through a bit. So it's
gotcha.
And, yeah.
That was pretty good guitar work there, dude. I really honestly didn't even notice it was just you playing guitar at first.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, he's good. He is good. I got one of his. I asked him if I could copy one of his songs, and I got it out there now and then. I play it out there. It's a mad world.
Check this out. Dimebag Blackjack.
Oh, nice.
Oh, is that sweet? Wow.
I had something similar to that. It was a dragon, I think.
I got another one stashed in the corner that's super rare.
Dragon Heart.
Oh no, that's Pantera. This is a signature guitar by the guy from Pantera.
Oh wow.
It's called the Dimebag Darrell Blackjack. I got another one called a West Tone Fifth Dimension. Or I'm sorry, Fourth Dimension, not fifth.
See, that's where I get lost. You guys know more about the guitars than I do.
Well, I'll bust it out. If this guy knows anything about the guitars from the 80s, he's going to shit his drawers. When I seen it, the first thing out of my mouth was, I got to have it. And the guy was like, dude, I just got it an hour ago. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I got to have it.
I got a Fender orchestral.
Check it out. The fucked up thing is, I gave the dude my whole grow to get the fucker.
Let's see if we can get something else. I'll be right back with you guys. I'll be listening to you. I'm just going to check something out.
Devo, sorry, Royce, before you go, I'll just say, like I just popped in to say hello anyway, and
are you gonna leave now?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a note. Okay, all right.
Sorry, man. Like as I say, it's just to look after a few things.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you showed up anyway. Thank you.
Yeah. It's always a pleasure coming into you anyway, and I'll catch you again real soon.
Well, could you do me a favor and just stay on just for a short and talk for a minute while I look for something here?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no problem.
Just for a minute, and then I'm just looking for something here. I want to put something else up if I can, and to get this thing started.
Yeah, I got a nice little silver tone acoustic that I modified with some Fender tuner now. Just an alright little acoustic. I pluck on that a lot.
Nope, that ain't gonna work. That ain't the one. Shit. Of course, when I want to find something, I can't find it now. You know.
By the way, I left you an email of of the incident. By the way.
Nice.
You know, I can't believe I can't find this son of a gun. I know it's here. No, already took off on me.
Yeah. I'll just say email to me. It'd be fine.
Yeah, there we go. This is it. Let me put this thing up, and you can take off. Then I appreciate you being here. I thought you were going to talk to him and talk about guitars and
Trust me. I mean, if it's about guitars, I'd love to say.
Yeah, I know that. Well, you go ahead and take off then. I do appreciate it. I
Yeah.
really do. And you know what? What I should do is hold on here. Doggone it, I screwed up again. You know, I can't do. All right, hold on there for a minute. Stay there for just for one more minute, okay?
All right.
I found something here, and I'm trying to find it here. What does it look like? Oh, okay, that's right. I got to go up. I cannot believe this. I don't think they have it. I have it in here. So does she always take off that way?
Like she, I mean, she has a son. I mean, as you know, she has a son there, so like she
Oh, I
has a
see what's going on. It's because she's got it. Okay, I understand that.
yeah.
I just wondered what the heck's going on because she comes in, she takes off, and okay, I understand now what's going on.
And like I mean, like the reason why she took off like was because like I need to talk to her. So,
Oh, I see. My apologies. I didn't hear that. Okay.
but yeah, I was just basically updating her about what's going on, and I message you privately as regards to an email.
I
So
didn't. I shut my alarm off when I'm on the so nobody hears a beep 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 beep. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Then I turn it back on when I'm done. So, but
is
okay,
this the video? Is it?
huh?
Is this the video you wanted to show me?
Yeah, right here. I'm all set now, Cannon. You go
All
ahead
right.
and do what you got to do. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
no problem.
See you tomorrow, buddy.
All right, take care.
Okay. Well, it looks like I'm by myself again, but that's normal. All right, here we go. Whether people's on here or not, I'm still going to show this just the way I am. There we go, everybody.
Welcome back. Well, a nationwide rail strike is looming after a second union rejects the White House's tentative deal between management and union workers. The Brotherhood of Railroad Signalmen president Michael Baldwin releasing a statement saying, quote, "I have expressed my disappointment throughout the process in the lack of good faith. Without signalmen, the roadways would be unsafe for the traveling public, and they shoulder that heavy burden each day." Joining me right now is the man himself. He is the president of the Brotherhood of Railroad Signalmen, Michael Baldwin. Michael, thanks very much for being here this morning. We want to get your take on what's in this tentative deal. What is a no-go for the union members? Why you rejected this tentative deal?
Sure. Good morning, Marina. Thank you. Our members, railroad signalmen, rejected this deal because they need sick time. They need to be able to take a day of sick day when they have the flu or they have a doctor's appointment or they have a family member who is sick. And this is an issue that we've brought as an organization to the table for a number of rounds of bargaining or negotiations, and we haven't been able to address it. During this round of negotiations, all of labor needed this, and we were all trying to push for it. And through PEB 250, we did not get a recommendation on it, and that's why our members have voted a tentative agreement down.
So, I mean, this keeps coming up. You've talked about this throughout rounds and rounds of negotiations, and yet the president said that there's a 24% raise in there. What about the increase in salary and benefits? Does that not equate to sick time for you?
No, Maria, the money doesn't equate to sick time. We have benefits. Our members earn vacation, and they earn a couple personal days. As a matter of fact, PEB 250 gave them a personal day, which falls short. That is leisure time. The vacation, you work and earn that vacation to take time off with your family, not to burn that day or that paid day on a sick day when you have the flu. And really what brought this to the forefront for us and all of labor in the industry actually was the pandemic. We had members that went to work in groups of 5, 6, getting in vehicles together. Railroad forces you to quarantine at home without pay. So that's really what brought this to the forefront over the years of trying to accomplish this.
This is a very good point that you make, Michael, in terms of the sick time. Everybody needs to know that if they get sick, they get the flu, they get be able to care for themselves and get paid for it. I understand that. What are the odds that you're going to take this to the end and go on strike?
Well, Maria, that's the last thing that we want to do as an organization. I don't believe that any of rail labor really wants to strike. We want the carriers, the railroads, to come to the table, and we want to bargain in good faith. We're on a timeline. We just had our ballot count process last Wednesday, so we are just now beginning to re-engage with the railroads, and I hope that we can come to terms that our members would be willing to ratify.
So what's the timeline that you see that? I mean, the midterm elections are a week from today. I know Joe Biden wanted to put a pin in it until after the elections. How likely is it that we see a strike in the next couple of weeks?
Honestly, Maria, I think that depends on whether the railroads are willing to come to the table and try and resolve this issue. Obviously, it's an issue. It's an issue for more than one organization. You have two more. The two largest organizations are still out there. They still have to ratify. The timeline and the timing, it's all a matter of what we can accomplish at the table. You spoke with Tony Cardwell the other day, and I'll say the same thing. If we have to carry it to the end, that's what we'll do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look, there are other unions out there that are watching how you all deal with this, how far you're willing to take it. Because we could see other, unions decide, well, you know what? We want sick time and we want a 24% plus raise at least. Are you expecting labor to get more powerful and perhaps threaten more strikes away from the rails?
That's possible. I mean, there have been numerous strikes, and there have been different type of job actions that have occurred in different industries across the country. We work under an act called the Railway Labor Act. So that governs our process as we move from the bargaining table through mediation to a PEB and then final resolution. It's Congress or the individuals that would have to take action during a strike to protect the economy and the transportation infrastructure and the ability to continue to supply goods.
Michael, talk a bit about what the rails are carrying and how important no interruption of rail service is right now to an economy that's pretty much teetering. We just got growth numbers for the third quarter, but all the expectations are that 2023 is going to be some rough riding for the U.S. economy. If a rail strike happens, what would that do to the U.S. supply chain industry?
Well, obviously, a strike is going to affect the supply chain and the economy, of course. But I would say this: the railroads have affected the economy and the supply chain long before we came into the pandemic. They started a process called precision scheduled railroading, and they cut the workforces and they mothballed equipment, and they began to run as lean as possible. And they were making their profits from these cuts, not from investments in the infrastructure in order to grow the business. So, that has played into the supply chain long before the pandemic hit. Through the pandemic, they continued to furlough individuals, employees in the industry, and that has not helped either.
Mm-hmm. So, in terms of what the rails are carrying, walk us through the most important cargo and what it is that you would look at as one of those things that would be obviously an issue for the broader economy.
Sure. So there are many things carried on the rail. There are chemicals that industries use in order to manufacture items, agricultural. There are farmers who require feed, large amounts of feed, say for chicken farmers in California. Those are all items that don't just affect the farmer, but it affects the individual, the American public. If they can't get different types of produce, or they can't get different types of livestock because the farmers can't receive the feed. Diesel additives. There are many different commodities that move on the rail in bulk, and it's such large bulk that these industries and these companies rely on that shipment. And if they don't get it, that sometimes they have to close their doors and furlough their employees.
All right, we will leave it there. You are going to the mat on sick time. We will be watching. Michael, please come back to give us an update. We so appreciate your time.
That's the problem right now with the United States. When they say jobs, you hear your governor, oh yeah, I don't care what state it is, we're going to get jobs. We're going to create jobs. They're not talking about the non-union people. They're talking about the union people. That's the jobs they're talking about. The hell with you non-union people. And you can see it right now on the streets. Railroads, your traffic controllers, bridge makers. It's just all over the place. It's just nothing but, it's a con job is what it is. And I'll give you an example. I know of a friend, I can't say it or get the person in trouble, but his union wrote him a letter that said vote for Biden in 2020. They're all connected together. Your government's into every damn thing you can imagine. Now they're getting into your medical, and your medical is going to be screwed up, just like the economy is right now. It's going to be worse. When I was a kid, all you had to do, we had Blue Cross Blue Shield by the company my dad worked for. You got serviced on, you signed your name, you walked out. You didn't have to pay extra for nothing. But as usual, the hospitals made it a business, and the government got involved in it. Anything your government touches turns to shit because they don't know how to run a business. All they are is for equity. If you're black, you're hired. They don't care if the person's qualified. They could care less. They just want to make it look good so they can get more votes. I mean, it must be a good job to be a politician, really, to sit on your ass and get calluses, to sit there and listen to a guy chat in Congress and while you're watching your cell phone playing games. Or if you don't decide to show up, you still get paid. And when you get in your office, you don't do nothing. All you do is you delegate your work. Write me a letter. Make an appointment for me. I'm hungry. I'm going to go downstairs to the Subway. I'm going to eat something. I mean, these guys got it made. No wonder they don't want to lose their job. And they sit there and just lie to you in front of TV set without any documentation. And everybody believes them. You know what? Vote for me, people. Seriously. You vote for me and I'll get every woman in the house for all of them. I guarantee you. Any kind of woman you want. Just vote for me. I don't need no documentation. Hell, I'll be the best president you ever had. Believe me. If you believe that, you probably believe in the swamp. There's land in the swamplands too. But it's ridiculous. It is what they're doing. And people are buying it. I used to be patriotic, trust me. When I went to elementary school, pledge allegiance to the flag, had to recite the Lord's Prayer. If you did something wrong, you got spanked. Then you got spanked when you got home. I couldn't win, so I behaved. But it corrected me as I get older. But what I didn't like is the indoctrination that they're telling me that your government loves you for democracy. Your freedom is at stake. It was nothing but bullshit. It was for them. Everything they did was for them to get their friends richer. World War II, we blew the shit out of Germany. What do? We sent a lot of people over to rebuild it again. I couldn't figure that one out until I realized that their friends were getting paid off by going over there. Every country we ever paid for a loan, we never got paid back. Not one freaking cent. They're draining us. Instead of concentrating on people that are hurting, they don't care. They don't care. They'll do it for Ukraine, but they sure won't do it for us. You see it on TV. Oh my God. Look at these Jewish people over here in Russia. They're starving. Or what about the people over here in America? You know, if they can't take care of their own military men and Veterans Administration, and they keep asking for more money every year, and Tunnel 2 Towers, DAV, Wounded Warriors are helping veterans out, how come the military ain't helping them out? All the money we're giving them, and they complain when veterans go out of the VA system and they want to be treated properly at a regular private facility, hospital. Now, there is a difference between a private facility hospital and a VA hospital. Now, here's the difference. A VA hospital has qualified immunity, just like a cop does. A cop can do whatever he wants to. You sue the city. Cop doesn't get touched. He still works. In VA, they have the same thing. They have qualified immunity. If they cut your right leg off and it's supposed to be your left leg, oh well, who gives a shit? Sue me. You can't touch them. You can go to federal court, but it ain't going to win. Government versus government, it doesn't work that way. They're all cahoots with each other. We're a private facility, a hospital, right now. If they do something wrong, they have insurance, and you can sue the doctor. So the doctor's going to try his best not to get sued and do things right for you. That's the difference. You can sue the doctor in private hospitals, but you can't do it in VA. And they can do whatever they want to do to you. And they do it. And they do nothing for the veterans. This is how I started in government. And I started finding out more and more what was going on. There's no reason in the world why a doctor at a VA hospital should have qualified immunity. No reason at all. That's just giving them a license to do whatever they want to do. And they don't give a shit. This is your government. Now, when they start getting into your private care, they're going to be doing the same thing they did at a VA hospital, qualified immunity. And you try to sue them. A perfect example of this was the Kool-Aid when we had to wear masks. Look how many people died because of it. And you couldn't sue the company who made it because they had qualified immunity from being sued. Your government wants to eradicate you. They don't care about you anymore. Eventually, what's going to happen is AI is going to take over. Robots. They don't need the manpower. They'll have robots. If we get that far. If we don't have a war coming on. And I'll tell you what, if we do have a war, expect to be eating bugs because you ain't going to have nothing. They'll use that for an excuse. Why the same people who started this shit are going to eat steak and wine and sit there on TV and just watch us suffer and laughing their asses off because the American people didn't have the balls to stand up against their government. Everybody wants to keep quiet, don't want to say a word. And it's going to backfire right in your ass. Don't think it won't. That's why I'm out here now. I don't have to be out here. I don't even like talking on this damn thing. I like doing videos better. But I'm trying to wake you people up. I'm 71 years old. I must know something. And if I don't know it, I make a mistake, I'll apologize. I'm not here asking for money. I'm not here, subscribe, thumbs up all the time. Do what you want to do. All I want is people who want to listen. That's all I care about. You don't like this channel because I keep saying the same thing over and over? Leave. You're going to find out soon enough. All I'm saying is get off the grid. Do a garden. Do what Michigander does. He's probably healthier than I am right now. He's working out there, fresh air, getting things done, getting things ready for him. He's got solar panels. He doesn't have to worry about electricity. This man's got it made, and he knows it. But he worked for it. He started. He knew it was coming up before I did. There's always things you can do. Start a garden, so you don't have to pay for these foods that we eat, the contamination food they give us. And that's another deal. How does politicians live so freaking long? Look at Jimmy Carter, 98 years old. We could barely live to be, what, 60, 70? My God, a lot of my friends died because of the foods we eat. Yet you got to be healthy. And what do you see on TV all the time? Hey, you're feeling bad, go to the hospital. Who in the fuck can afford it? They jacked that up. Thanks to Obama, shithead. These people are not here for you. You're making them richer, like Hollywood. And they're turning right against you. They go into summits, they talk bad about us, and they're the ones that lived off of capitalism. Now, since they're so rich, they're meeting other people like them. They don't give a shit because they want more power, more greed, more lies. They don't care about you. They're fine on camera, but they turn their back. They say, screw the American people. Did I sound good on TV? Was I convincing? That's all it is. They're showing us the right hand, but they're not showing us the left hand. Like the CBDC that's coming up, the central bank digital currency. That comes up, we're all screwed up. Because they're going to take your money and put it digitally, and they're going to stop you. Like the lady said, over in China, they have a score. And they rate you by that score. The higher the score, the better you can get your money. If you get a low score, they cut off your money because they have CDBC over there in China. Look it up. It's all control. And I'll be damned if I'm going to be controlled. You people better start waking up over here. This is what you want. Fine. Enjoy yourself. Wait till you see what happens going to 15 minutes in. You can't go nowhere. When they give you martial law, you got to stay in your homes. Or if you want to order something, you got to have a carry out to your house. Or just to have delivered your groceries. We become too dependent on government. Our forefathers are right. They have cattle. They have chickens, fresh eggs, garden, fresh air. Work hard. That's what our bodies are made for, to work hard. So we can live longer. And I'm just as guilty as everybody else is. I can't say I'm not. But I woke up. And I'm trying to wake you people up at an early age so you can do what Michigander did. If you can do it. But if you can't, at least grow a garden if you can. One step at a time to do something. Excuse me. So it's all up to you people. I can't change your mind. I can give you the water. If you don't want to drink it, that's up to you. Again, I have nothing to gain by this, me being out here. Nothing at all. But I'm telling you right now, you ignore your government, they will screw you good. If you get off a government's grid, you stop them taxes from coming in, they can't do nothing at all. You starve the beast. They have no income coming in. And that's all we are. We're income. We're plantation workers working our asses off, paycheck by paycheck, and they're promising us freedom, which they're taking away. And if we don't like one person, we can vote for the other person. They're all connected together, whether it be Democrats or Republicans. You don't see the Republicans saying anything right now about East Palestine, Ohio, with that train wreck. Nothing at all. They're worthless. They ain't worth a shit. None of them are. And the quicker you understand that, the better it'll be for you. Not for me, but for you. Again, I lived here for 71 years, and I've seen a lot in my time. I've seen the cons and the pros. And I'm telling you, you're being conned bad by government. If I had my choice to go back in the military again, I'd tell them to stick it up their ass. I'd have a sign pointing to Congress says the enemy's over here. We're not. Go after them. They're the one that caused it. We didn't have the power to start this war. They did. But yet they want our sons and daughters to go to war if we do have a war. Bullshit. If you have to, don't take your sons and daughters to war at all, because they come back in a box, you're going to feel bad. Or they come back half blown apart, VA hospital won't help them out. They could care less. And this deal, once a veteran, always a veteran, it's bullshit. Once a Marine, always a Marine, that's bullshit. You ain't shit to them. You've just been used, like I was. They can break their contract with you at any given time because it's their rules, not our rules, their rules. But if you get off the grid, it's your rules then. And people don't understand that. When you start eating bugs, you're going to start wondering what's going on, because it's going to come down on you. And I guarantee you, when that war comes up, there's not going to be hardly anything at all, because all that's going to go to the military and Ukraine, not us American people. We're done as America. So the best thing you can do is get off the grid and hide someplace, get a land, do a garden, get some animals if you can, and do the best you possibly can. And carry a firearm. Always. Because these son of a bitches don't give a damn about us. And you're going to see more and more of this. They're showing their teeth now and they're growling at us. And they want blood. And once they taste that blood, they're going to want more and more. When you can kill a baby at birth, that is one sick son of a bitch. It's terrible. And I'm sorry to say this. The only reason that I say this is for the fact that we have so many preventatives. But these women get knocked up. What do? Abortion. And it's wrong. Being raped, that's something different. I can understand that. But for your own fun and pleasure, because you made that mistake, you should be held responsible as well as the guy who did it to you. There's no reason in the world today that any woman should be pregnant if they don't want it. And that is just my viewpoint. And if you don't like it, tough. Don't have to listen to my channel. It's amazing. All right, people. That's just about it. I do appreciate you being here. Michigander, thank you very much. You too, Graham. 12B probably took off already. I know him. But I do appreciate it. Everybody have a good night, and I'll catch you later on. And I like I always say, you always come back now, you hear?